Hello everyone, I am live and I think it's 3 o'clock like I promised. So, as Facebook is telling the world, or anyway, a small part of the world, that I am live at the moment, I'll give it a few seconds for people to join me. Not too long though, because obviously as soon as I stop this, there'll be a recording that you can watch. And it's always this awkward moment for any of you who are familiar with live streaming through Facebook. And I think everybody does this. Leave a few minutes at the beginning for people to join, and then you're just staring at your phone or laptop screen and just rambling. And yeah, so that's where I am right now. Anyway, let me just introduce myself because I'm streaming this from my page, not my group, so you may not know me or not know me very well. I see somebody's joined me. Hello, welcome. If you are there live, and that it would be so lovely if you could just write a little comment, say hi, or leave a like or a heart so I can see that you're there and who you are. But anyway, so yeah, I was about to introduce myself. I am Karin Bosveld, and I'm a spiritual teacher and coach. And I help sensitive people, mainly women to be precise, who work with people, to overcome their fears, their doubts, and their limiting beliefs in life, and connect to their inner wisdom and their truth, their purpose, and to learn to trust that and let that be the guidance in their life, which leads to a completely different kind of life with much more self-love and much more fulfillment and much more happiness, because that is your authentic life, living from your wisdom and living from your truth. Now, one of the things I teach is meditation. And that is what this live stream is about, because I know that more and more people are familiar with meditation and see the benefits. Many people, more and more people are actually doing it, but many more people want to do it and don't do it. And that is an interesting phenomenon. So those of you who are watching are probably interested in doing it and maybe even familiar with meditation. Maybe you already had or have a meditation practice, but we don't always do it, or sometimes just not at all. Why is that? And even though I'm a meditation teacher, I struggle with the same thing from time to time. So I know exactly what's going on. I know the problem, if you like. Very briefly, why do we want to meditate? Well, I've found in my life that meditation has been the key to my inner peace, really. Besides quite a few significant physiological side effects, the main one being that I no longer have the migraines I used to have, and I really feel very strongly that deciding to take up meditation has been pivotal in that change of my life. So that alone was worth it, but also more balance, more inner peace, and finally access to my own truth, my own wisdom. Because what gets in the way of that is the mind chatter, right? And so that is something we want to tackle, that endless mind chatter that so often leads us nowhere, or even worse, to the wrong places. So we want a practice that helps us quiet the mind and understand the mind and access our wisdom and be more balanced, etc., etc. And meditation is such a practice. I can guarantee that. So why don't we do it? Well, I can give you a million reasons why we don't do it, and you can probably come up with dozens of reasons as well. For example, that it's so difficult to find the time and you have such a busy life, which is probably reason number one that people always come up with. Because you're too restless, or because you can never find a quiet spot in your house because you share it with other people and they won't leave you alone. Because your body starts to ache and you can't bear it, or because you are so restless and you feel it's useless to sit down and meditate. Well, these are only a few of the reasons that I hear very regularly, and none of them are valid, of course. You don't have time, you can't find a quiet spot. If it's important enough, you'll make sure that you can and will. So they're all excuses that are hiding the underlying reason, which is resistance. Part of us doesn't want to do it. That part, of course, is the ego mind, because it doesn't want to be quieted at all. Part of us wants it to be quiet, but the mind doesn't want that. It doesn't want to stop doing what it's supposed to do. So here we have a catch-22, or a devilish dilemma, right? A part of, well, it's self-sabotage. It's pure self-sabotage, and you probably know that. Resistance, of course, is usually hiding fear. So there's something we're afraid of, and hence the excuses. So, for example, if you feel you don't have time, then your mind is telling you that other things need to happen first, and that is terribly important to do that first. So your mind will come up with things that you need to do, rather than sit down and just close your eyes and count your breath, or whatever practice you have. So lots of excuses, hiding resistance, hiding fear. That's one part of the picture. One reason why you're not doing it. Now, if you're already meditating, if you're already kind of seasoned, then you will know that this is what's going on. But knowing that this is going on doesn't necessarily change it now, does it? So there's still the question, yes, I know it's resistance, I know it's fear, I know I'm coming up with excuses, but what do I do about that? Because it's so strong and it does keep me from actually meditating. So that is an interesting and very important question. How do you tackle that resistance? How do you deal with that hidden fear? But there's another reason, in fact, two important reasons why you may not be doing it. And one is that maybe you haven't found a way that suits you, who you are, your energy, and your lifestyle. So, for example, I am most well versed in Zen meditation and mindfulness meditation. I also do some Vipassana meditation, and I'm acquainted with all kinds of other versions, if you like. But there are so many different techniques around, and maybe you've tried several, or maybe you just know one, or maybe you find it so overwhelming that you've not been able to choose one and start trying one even. So that is another thing. How do you choose which practice suits you? How do you know that? And maybe, either you are overwhelmed, spoiled for choice, and you don't know how to pick, and so that keeps you from doing it, or you've been trained in a particular technique that doesn't really suit you, that just doesn't do it for you. So this can be another reason. And a third reason is, and I think this was the main reason why I struggled with having a regular meditation practice for years, was because I tried to do it alone. I borrowed a book from a friend, I borrowed a meditation cushion from a friend, and I thought that would do it. This first brought me to reason number one. I didn't know what method to pick, so I sort of toyed with various methods, and I had no clue what I was doing. I just didn't know what effect I was after. I didn't know what I was supposed to experience in the meditation, so I didn't know if I was doing it right, if you like. I got no feedback, and so it was going nowhere. I did feel that until finally, after a year or maybe even 2 years, I decided, right, I need a course, because I need somebody to explain this to me, and to watch me while I'm doing it, and to give me feedback, and somebody that I can ask questions. And that for me was a major shift, finding a teacher, finding a course, finding a place where I felt at home, which for me was then a Zen course. So doing it alone it does not lead to the best results, especially if you are starting out. And maybe you do have a teacher, but it may not be the right teacher. That is, of course, also a possibility. That doesn't mean it's not a good teacher, but maybe this teacher is not right for you. So that's another thing. Find somebody who can guide you, and who's willing to give you counsel, to give you advice, to give you feedback. Now, I've been doing live streams 2 weeks ago in my group, and from the questions the lovely women asked me there, I decided that it would be helpful to develop a program for people who want to meditate but cannot somehow get themselves to do it, or cannot see it through, or feel that they haven't found their way. So this is what I've come up with. I am in the process of creating a 4-week course, only 4 weeks, so that's not a huge time commitment, where I'm going to do 2 very important things. One is explain exactly what meditation is, what the benefits are, what different types there are, and what does which for you, so you know what you're after and how to achieve that. And I will be very, very present with each and every participant to check in whenever they need it and give them feedback. So what I'm not going to do is teach you one particular way. I'm going to give you options, or I'm going to take you from where you already are, maybe with your practice that you already have, and look at your personal stumbling blocks, your hindrances, your questions, and we'll work with that. So it is a group program, but it's going to be very, very personal. I'm going to give you lots of one-on-one attention. So it's almost like personal coaching. However, it's not going to be at the price of personal coaching. Now, this program, I've got an info page that I will post with this video. And if you've watched this video, and especially if you watch it till the very end, which is near, because I'm not going to make this much longer, I want to offer it to you at a special price. The course, like I said, it's lots of one-on-one attention from me. It's the regular price is €297. That is not a lot, because you're also going to get an hour and a half one-on-one counseling session with me, where we do a guided meditation, and you're going to get lots and lots of insights and deep connection to your so that is part of this course. So it's not some anonymous kind of group program at all. The group is probably not going to be very big either. But about the price, regular price, and there was a little pause there because there was something with the connection, but I think I'm still live. I'm offering you a special price at $197. If you go to the link I'm going to give you, you need a password to go to the discount price. So if you go to the page, which is karinbosveld.com/quiet/mind/wise/heart, you go to the bottom of the page, there is the button book at a discount, and the password you need is meditation special, one word, meditation special. I'll post it with the replay of this video. Check it out if you feel you resonate with everything I just said. If you know other people who are struggling with this too, get them to watch the video or show them my special offer page. I'd love to see you there. If you have any questions, message me. We'll get in touch and we'll chat. Okay? Have a lovely afternoon and I'll see you. Bye-bye.